This is the Welland Canal. It is situated in St. Catherine, Ontario. So, Welland Canal is a waterway in southern Ontario, Canada that provides navigation for large vessels between Lake Erie to the south and Lake Ontario to the north and forms an important link in the St. Lawrence Seaway. The canal was necessary because the Niagara River, the natural connection between Lakes Erie and Ontario, has impassable falls and rapids. The modern Welland Canal extends 44.4 km from Port Colborne on Lake Erie to Port Weller on Lake Ontario and has a minimum depth of 9 meters or 30 feet. The 100-meter difference in elevation between the two lakes is overcome by 8 locks, which can accommodate vessels up to 70 meters or 230 feet long. The time required for transit of the canal is usually less than 8 hours. So, the first canal opened in 1829 was 2.4 meters or 8 feet deep and connected Port Dalhousie about 5 kilometers or 3 miles west of the present canal's northern outlet, with Port Robinson on Chippewa Creek, which gave access to the Niagara River. Benjamin Wright, the chief engineer of the Erie Canal in New York, served as a consulting engineer for the first Welland Canal. In 1833, the canal was extended southward to Port Colborne, and between 1871 and 1887, it was enlarged, and construction beginning in 1913 led to the opening of the newer canal in 1932. Further improvements in the southern part of the canal were completed in 1972. St. Lawrence Seaway, or continuous navigable deep waterway project from the Atlantic Ocean to the Great Lakes, undertaken jointly by Canada and the United States and completed in 1959. The St. Lawrence Seaway opened North America's industrial and agricultural heartlands to deep draft ocean vessels. It forged the final link in a waterway some 3,766 kilometers or 2,340 miles long from Duluth, Minnesota, at the westernmost point of Lake Superior, to the Atlantic by clearing a throughway in a 299 kilometer or 189 miles stretch of the St. Lawrence River between Montreal and Lake Ontario. Although the official seaway consists of only this stretch and the Welland Canal connecting Lakes Ontario and Erie, the entire Great Lakes St. Lawrence Seaway system with 15,300 kilometers or 9,500 miles of navigable waterways has come to be known as the St. Lawrence Seaway or the St. Lawrence River. The seaway has had a major economic impact on the United States and Canada. A principal reason for its construction was the discovery in Quebec and Labrador of vast deposits of iron are needed by steel mills in the United States. So Canada is an importer of American iron, or before the seaway opened, exported, or the second largest commodity to the United States. Thereafter, the largest commodity move is grain from farms on Canada's prairies and in the American Midwest, shipped through the seaway at considerable savings. Major users of the seaway are vessels known as lakers, which are designed to the maximum limits of the seaway locks in order to facilitate two-way trade. A laker can pick up grain in the western Great Lakes destined for world markets and returned with Canadian iron are loaded in the lower St. Lawrence. The third largest seaway commodity is coal, moved chiefly from U.S. mines via the Welland Canal to Canadian mills and power plants. Another commodity that is significant because of its value rather the amount moved is imported iron and steel. Bulk commodities make up about 90% of annual cargo tonnage, but vessels of many nations also use the seaway to deliver or pick general cargoes. The Great Lakes St. Lawrence Seaway System has become one of the world's most heavily used international trade routes. Although the system is often characterized as a vast inland sea comparable to the Mediterranean, its use is restricted by limited access and by a severe winter climate that shortens the shipping season to about 8.5 months. In 1959, the seaway allowed passage of about 80% of the world's ships, a figure that has since decreased. The size of a vessel that uses it is limited to a draft of 8 meters or 26 feet, a length of 223 meters or 730 feet, and a beam of 23 meters or 76 feet. These dimensions have become relatively small by the standards of world cargo ship construction. Thank you.